everyone, I'm Needlecraft Danny and I'm here for flosstube number 42. This time I have a lot of whips lying next to me. I stitched on more during the last week than I did the weeks before. Different projects, some non-full coverage stitching. And I also have different plans for next week. Not going to repeat the same projects all over again, but actually stitching on different projects. So those are lying next to me. Yeah, and I have some haul. I finally, after I think 4 months or something like that, I have some haul. But that will be in the end together with plans because it kind of goes together with plans. Yeah, let's get started, shall we? Let's get started with my normal projects. So those I show you close to every week. The first one is my travel stitching, which is the Grimm's Fairy Tale Cell by Cloud Factory. There are 6 parts already released. The next one will be released on the 1st of July. And the first 6 parts are going to look like that when they're done. Part 6 is this one over here. And that's the one I'm presently stitching on. So I show you a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is where I'm at right now. So I'm stitching on this part, as I told you, over here. I finished the Once Upon a Time, so a time, and started color completing. I'm picking the color that's needed in the children, and then just finishing the whole color in the whole part. So today I actually finished the white. I started with one of the reds. I have a mistake down there in the reds, but I don't need them to count any further, so that works. I only have to be careful when I stitch the part below that I don't use the reds as my counting point, instead children or him over here. So I will leave it, I won't frog it. I realized it when I stitched it and there would have been a lot to frog and I just did not want to do that. So I just continue stitching and I just have to remember not to use them as counting point or reference point for counting. So as I said, I stitched LMN, a time, color completed all those colors, and then moved down here, color completed the red and the white. So next time I will complete this child over here and then move into him. Just to get all those colors in one after the other and hopefully finishing this month. I know for sure that I have 2 more travel stitching days. I hope to finish in those 2 days. Otherwise, I'm not sure if I'm going to finish this month and until the next part will be released. Those 2 days, I'm quite sure I will have some travel stitching. Will not be during next week, but the week after that. So I'm not sure if I will have any progress this week to show you next week. And the project I'm using for travel stitching after this one, I probably only show you next week in the video to know that, so you know what I'm going to stitch on during the week after, because I'm really sure this week I won't get to the next project. Finishing this part and even go to the next project, not going to happen. So yeah, I will show you. This project is stitched on 16 count Ada by Picture des Platz in the colorway Jade, with call for DMCs and weeks dye works. There are 3 different weeks dye works in there. This one over here, that's Berry Splash. In here is Hibiscus, and this one is Giro. So those 3 weeks dye works, the rest is DMC, and 2/1 for crosses. Okay, next one I stitch on every week is Temperature Garden by Stitchin' Mommy, and I will show you a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is where I'm at right now. So I actually stitched on this one today already, so I'm completely caught up. I stitched those 3 June flowers, completed this one and stitched those two. And I backstitched the June, the month's name. So now I can, next Monday, I can stitch the next week. I'm not sure if I'm going to have some more progress next week when I'm going to show you, because I probably will stitch after I film. So yeah, that's that. So I'm not sure if there will be any progress like with the Grimm's Fairy Tale cell. This one is stitched on a 28 count, 1/1 full cross, and I bring those flowers a bit closer once I stitched this week. Yeah, we're kind of staying in the brighter colors and in the yellows, so that's kind of nice. Hopefully that continues. Okay, now to full coverage stitching. Last time I spoke to you, I told you that my non-full coverage day is used to kind of make up for stitches or reach goals on my full coverage pieces as well. And one of my goals I wanted to reach but did not reach during the rotation last week was to finish a page on Norwegian Ship and the Sail. That's a small edition by Golden Kite. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. And I show you a picture of what it looked like last time here. And I finished the page, just like my goal was. This is where I'm at right now. Page 2 is done, and the ship is started. Yeah, you can see that the sail is starting over there. All those parked threads, those dark ones, are the sail above. So let's get those. Okay. So where am I? I started over here. This brown part down there is that sail over here, and those parked threads are parked in that top sail over here. So yeah, super happy with how far I got. This drove me crazy down here. I think there were 25 stitches, or yeah, 25 stitches and 25 colors. It drove me completely mad because most of the colors also were blended colors. So yeah, that's amazing. And I could only park like half of them. That was kind of annoying, but I'm super happy with how it turns out. It's stitched on an 18 count, 2/1 full cross, and the needleminder is by Danka Designs. Yeah, that's that one. Super happy with how that one looks. This will be coming out in plans again. I'm going to tell you at the end of the video. Then I moved on to my focus piece. My focus piece is Mini Winter Rose by Haven't Enough Designs. The artwork is by Rachel Anderson. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. And I show you a picture of what it looked like last time here. This is where I'm at right now. So really good progress. I actually had one rotation on her and my 2 focus piece days. So I stitched 4 days on her. And the 2-day rotation on her was because she had her birthday on the 9th of June. So last week, this piece turned, or this whip turned 1 year old. So, and hopefully it's not turning 2 because I hope to finish it this year and I plan to finish it this year. I should be able to. I'm presently at, I think, 81% done, something like that. So that's super cool. I think I did 2 complete diagonals and started with the next one. I finished up her arm. That means I finished up all of her skin. So in this block over here, I think I completely finished 7 colors for the whole piece. And in the next block over there, 5. That was super cool. Yeah. So that's her. I bring her a bit closer. The diagonal I did actually stitch on. I finished all the crannick in her. Continued on those branches over here. As I said, finished off her skin. The hand looks so cool. It's a mini, so the regular version from Haven't Enough Designs would have a lot more detail and you probably would see those fingers even better, but I think especially for a mini, that looks really good. I continued with her dress and I finished off that block down here, which means I finished all the background left of her. So yeah, super cool. Super happy to continue with her. and get some more progress in. Yeah, that's Mini Winter Rose. And then I had another 2-day rotation, and I told you last time I had planned to go with Colorado Mountains to finish off a page, and I did not feel like it. When my 2-day rotation started on the second piece, I did not feel like stitching. The whole day was just not a stitchy day. I think in the end I did about 100 stitches the whole day, which is super rare for me. I normally do a lot more, which I actually did yesterday. My second day of the 2-day rotation on the same piece were 1,200 stitches. So yeah, I did a bit more and I made up for the bad stitching day. The piece I'm talking about is Dragon Dancer, also on Heaven and Earth Designs chart. The artwork is by Anne Stokes, and that's what it's going to look like. This one is a regular piece and it's massive. I think it has around 100 pages, so it's massive, and I started in the top left in this background. I'm going to show you a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is where I'm at now. So I finished, or I'm stitching presently on page number 2. I think the page break is probably around here, something like that. I'm going through the columns, taking the next color that's missing from top to bottom in the next column. So next color would be this one in here. And then I completely finish the color on the whole page. So therefore I feathered a lot into the next pages too, because I have a thread on my needle. I'm going to stitch until the thread runs out, or until the color is finished on the page and then the thread runs out. So therefore I feathered a lot in the next pages. I think the page break is around here, from page 2 to page 3. So I have not a lot missing on page number 2. This one is a project I'm super happy about, Pattern Keeper. The app where you put your PDF patterns in, and then you can highlight a symbol and it shows you over the whole chart where the symbol occurs and where do you have to stitch this color. Because I'm not going in blocks or diagonals, it's super easy to just highlight a color and move wherever it takes me. So I normally highlight a color, look at it for 2 or 3 minutes and just decide on which path I'm going to take with that color, and then I start stitching. As I said, it's super fast that way. Yesterday I did about 1,200 stitches, and that in only about 7 hours, something like that. Super fast. It's 10 stitch. This one is on a 32 count 2/110 stitch. So it's faster than full cross. Nevertheless, it's super fast doing it that way, and I really enjoy doing it that way. So hoping to get some more progress into this one. Till the end of the year, I want to have reached 16,010 stitches. Presently, I'm at 5,000, so still have a lot to go. The needleminder is from Untitled Designs, and bring it a bit closer. Super cool. The coverage with 32 count 2/110 stitches. Really good, really perfect coverage. I'm looking forward to kind of more confetti heavy areas if it's getting too bulky. But we'll see. Now I kind of committed to what I'm going to stitch or how I'm going to stitch it. I'm not going to change it anytime soon because I'm nearly done 2 pages. So yeah, we'll see. Probably just going to stay with it, even if it's super bulky and confetti heavy areas. That's Dragon Dancer. Next one is a not full coverage piece. That's all the full coverage I did, stitching I did last week. So the next one is a non-full coverage piece, and I brought it out because it had its birthday. Actually, on the same day like Mini Winter Rose. I'm talking about Lilac Fairy. That's a kit by Bavarico, where everything was included. All the Ada, the threads, even some metallic thread for her dress. And I'm going to show you a picture of what it looked like last time here. and this is where I'm at right now. So non-full coverage pieces that have their birthday get around half an hour. I think I did a bit more on her because I started on her face and then I did 3 shades of her skin. There are, I think, 1 or 2 more missing. I did not stitch her eye or her mouth, so she looks a bit strange, especially because she has a lot of hair on her head. There's a flower in there, some ribbons flowing down, so I did not stitch any of those. That's her face, that blob over here. That's her cleavage. That's her arm. She's holding like this because there's a butterfly sitting on it. And over there, there's her other arm and her shoulder. So yeah, 3 lengths of thread, 3 different skin tones. Next time I'm going to continue on her skin and on her face to just make her look not so creepy anymore. So yeah, that's the plan with her. I'm super happy so far. The plan on her is actually to finish this year. I doubt that I'm going to be able to do this because the bottom half of the chart is nearly full coverage. This one is stitched on a 14 count 2/1 full cross, 2/1 for the motif herself, so the fairy, the flowers, stuff like that. The background is actually 1/1 to get some nice texture in there. And yeah, she looks really good. That's Lilac Fairy. And sorry, the needleminder I got from 123 Stitch. So. Then I had some night shifts, and during night shift I can't use my cell phone, so I can't really stitch on full coverage, and I'm not going to take like the golden kites with all the blended colors, stuff like that. So I normally take some non-full coverage stitching with me. Also during night shift I'm not really fond about my travel stitching or using my travel stitching because during night shifts I have a little bit more freedom of the space I can take over, stuff like that. So I don't want to use up those projects that are really small and I can take with me really good for night shifts and then end up having not so perfect travel stitching anymore. So I can use kind of bigger projects. The one I chose, and probably going to continue as my night shift project because I really like it and I want to finish it this year, is Royal Games No. 1 by Mirabilia. That's that one over here. And I'm showing... Okay, I'm putting a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is where I'm at right now. So she looks super beautiful. I'm not taking beads with me to night shift. That's not going to happen. I'm not going to spill beads all over my workplace. So I decided to bead a bit more at home, just because I wanted to have some more progress in her, especially the beading, because I stitched a lot. I completed the color on her left side. Started a bit on the reds so that I was able to bead in here. I don't know if you can see the beads. And then I started stitching on her sleeve. And all the time I had all those holes in her earring that was not completely done, and the necklace was completely empty. Over here are some beads, and there, and in the color are some beads. So I did not want to have all those holes in her. So I decided at home I'm going to stitch some more on the beads and bead her. That sounds crazy. Beads and more on her. So I finished up the necklace and the earring and those parts over here. I finished up the collar on her right, and I started on the left. There are a lot more beads over here. There are a lot more beads, and as soon as all the beads are done, I can continue with the heart and the Q and over here, and then start backstitching the card. So during night shifts, I'm going to continue stitching on her sleeve to finish off that one first and then move into her dress. When I'm stitching on her at home, because I already have exceeded my stitching goal for the day by a lot and still want to stitch but not feeling full coverage anymore, I'm going to pull her out and start beading the color so that I can then move into the heart over here. So yeah, that's where it ends. As I said, she's going to continue as my night shift project because I really love her. She's stitched on a 32 count 2/1 full cross. As I said, the goal is to finish her this year. She's not even half done. During half a year, and I already had some perks stitched till the end of last year. So we're going to see about that, but so far, she's beautiful. She really is. Oh, and the fabric is white opalescent, so you probably, I'm not sure if you can see the opalescent part. It's super sparkly, at least in person. Okay, and that's everything I stitched on during last week. That's the word. So today, as I said, is my non-full coverage day. So I'm completing goals that I want to complete. Yeah. So one of the goals I want to complete is with Norwegian ship under sail. I want to stitch 251 stitches into Norwegian ship under sail today, starting on page number 3 over here, the third one. Sorry, not page number 3, that's page number 9 over here, the one below. So I'm going to stitch in diagonal pages. 251 stitches, because then I will have finished one of the national perks by the Full Coverage Fanatics Facebook group. I told you, I think last week or the week before, they have a challenge this year with 5 tiers. Each of those tiers consists out of 5 national parks. For each national park, you need 4,000 full crosses or 8,000 10 stitches. If you're going with 4 crosses till the end of the year, you will have reached 100,000 full crosses. For me, because I'm mixing full crosses and 10 stitch, if everything goes according to plan and I reach my goal, I will have reached 180,000 stitches till the end of the year. Presently, I'm 16,000 stitches behind my daily stitch count. So with Norwegian ship under sail, I want to finish the park today with 251 stitches, because then I have a start into the next page and at the same time reach the goal. So that's kind of a good motivation. So that's what I'm going to do today. If I have some time left over, I'm probably going to stitch on millimeter rows, just because I want to. For next week, I have a friend visiting for 5 days, so I'm pretty sure there won't be a lot of stitching. If there is, the 2 projects I decided on for my 2 today rotations. The first one is Colorado Mountains by Golden Kate. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. That's the one I talked about last week because I want to finish the page. I'm presently stitching on page number 3, and I have 1 column and a bit to finish, and then page 3 will be finished, so I'm trying for 2 more columns. This one is stitched on 25 count 2/1 10 stitch. There it is. This one I realized, I told you last time that everything I show you, all the projects and needleminders I mentioned, stuff like that, it's always linked below. And I realized that Colorado Mountains is not existing anymore on the Golden Kite website. I'm not sure if it's not available anymore or if it's just temporarily put down and will be back up someday. I realized it's not existing anymore, so I won't link it below anymore. On my previous videos, it's linked below, but the link is not working anymore. I tried it. So yeah, I don't know what's that about, but I thought I mentioned it because I noticed last time. Okay, the second project for the 2-day rotations is Supersized Cliffhanger Max Colors Heaven and Earth Designs. The artwork is by Amy Stewart. This is one of my 2 supersized projects that will probably never be finished, but that's okay. I show you where I'm at right now with that one. over here. This one I stitch page after page, and I have the Tiny Decisions app choose randomly which page I'm going to stitch on next. But I only have the surrounding pages in there, so I won't be stitching that one and counting over there. I'm just using pages that are next to each other. Over the corner, that's fine, but not more. I'm not going to count the whole page. So I'm presently on my third page and going to continue over there with cross country across the page. So bring it a bit closer. This one is stitched on 40 count 1/110 stitch, and that's where I'm at with that one. Okay, that's for plans. Of course, I'm going to continue stitching on Mini Winter Rose for 2 days because it's my focus project and I want to finish it this year. And when I get closer, and then tomorrow I have my birthday, and that's where my haul comes in. Because, well, I'm going to pause this video because I'm having a real mess over here, and I'm going to tidy it up, and then I'm coming back with my plans for my birthday. Okay, now I have everything tidied up and I can actually move again. As I said, tomorrow is my birthday, and I'm still going to continue with my full coverage, and I'm trying for 630 stitches. But as soon as I'm done with those, I have a new start planned. I saw this chart and decided I had to have it. So I ordered the chart, I ordered the cranny, I ordered the beads, I ordered some fabric, and I'm going to start it for my birthday. This is Cinderella Rags to Riches by Joan Elliott. It's my first Joan Elliott piece. And you can either stitch the piece in two, or only one of those, or you can join the charts at the window and stitch it as one. I'm going to stitch it as one whole piece, one really big piece. But yeah, that's the plan. As I said, I ordered everything that goes with it, so there are not a lot of beads in there. I only needed those beads, and those are actually the same. So I have all of those, and I have all the cranny. I wasn't sure how many spools of cranny I needed for the whole chart, because you only have the material list for each of those charts. And in each of those charts, there was some cranny mentioned, and it was the same color. So I wasn't sure if I needed 2 spools or if one would be enough, and I just ordered 2. So I have 2 of 0 to 5. That's pretty gray. 3 2 3 1, a silver, and then I have 3 spools. I think it was called Vatican Gold. That's number 102, and there we go, 3 spools. Because for this chart, I actually needed 2 spools. I think there will be a lot in her dress. So that's all the cranny, and the fabric I chose was 28 count casual linen. I'm going to stitch it 2/2, and this is by Pictures Plus in the colorway Fog. I'm going to open it. It's a really big piece because I'm stitching those charts together, so I need a really big piece. That's the whole fabric, and it's kind of a sandy beige grayish color. Really beautiful, and I think it will be perfect for the chart. So yeah, that's my fabric, and that's going to be started tomorrow. My goal for this piece for this year is just to have it started. I want to start it because it's my birthday. I want to start something. I have not yet started anything since the 10th of January, so I think I deserve a new start. I've been really good. I actually finished 1 whip so far, the Joyful World Sound, this year, so yeah, I should start something new. And I'm going to. And this one will be started tomorrow, probably started in the window and in the middle. and then finishing the window and moving over to her. So tomorrow I probably just stitch in the window, boring, kind of, but nevertheless I'm looking forward to a new start, and I'm looking forward to getting progress into her, or into the project. And yeah, as I said, nevertheless I'm still trying for 630 stitches on full coverage, and I'm not sure which one I'm going to start with, but nevertheless that's the plan. If you want to join me, I won't have a hashtag or something like that. But if you want to join me and stitch for my birthday something together with me, how about you just stitch on some fancy lady? Maybe even a Joan Elliott. That would be really cool. Yeah, so that's my plans and my haul. I finally had some. Oh, one thing I remember I wanted to tell you. I have some more haul. In the beginning of April, Heaven and Earth Designs had a sale, and I actually purchased 3 charts. And I already knew I'm going to order something for my birthday, so I decided to show you all together. Yesterday, I realized my printer is out of color, so I couldn't print it. I'm not good enough to get myself a picture out of the internet and then put it into my video. Not going to happen. So as soon as I have some new ink for my printer, I will be showing you those charts as well. Latest in 2 weeks, because for the 1st of July I need the color in my printer to print out the next part of the Grimm's Fairy Tale cell. And that one I'm always printing in color because it's easier to read. So yeah, I'm going to show you those at a later time. Yeah, I think that's it. As I said, I would be glad if you want to join me for my birthday in stitching on a fancy lady or a Joan Elliott. If not, that's fine as well. Yeah, I hope you liked the video. As it's been a few more projects than normally. It's getting less next week probably. But yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time. And I hope you have a wonderful time till next week. Bye.